Alright, South by Southwest is in full swing. What's up, guys? We are the Cinefanatics. My name is Chris Adams.
And my name's Robert Adams.
And we've got a special one for you today. We got into the premiere of Jordan Peele's Us.
Yeah, kind of helps the fact that we live in Austin, which just so happens to be the place that South by Southwest is held.
Huh, go figure.
Yeah, so this year we've got film badges, and we were able to go see the world premiere of Us, so yeah. We're going to jump right straight into this review.
I don't know where.
That was a weird movie.
Weird movie.
Let me backtrack just for a second. This is going to be 100% completely spoiler-free. Obviously, this review is going to be out probably within a couple of weeks before the movie is actually released wide. We're not going to spoil anything.
This is not a movie you want spoiled for you at all.
So right off the bat, going kind of to lead into the story, the number one thing that I've seen on social media since we have got out of this movie is a lot of people asking questions as to how does this compare to Get Out. Get Out was Jordan Peele's first major directorial debut, and he won an Oscar for his directorial debut of that. So obviously there's going to be a lot of comparison. I will say overall, Get Out obviously was kind of more of a thriller than it is a horror.
Yeah, it constitutes typically as like a psychological thriller, leaning very heavily into some very socio-political dealings with like racism and all that.
Yeah, this movie is, I would say this one is definitely leaning more towards horror. But me personally, I'm a huge horror fan. I would still call this movie a horror movie, potentially for those that don't like horror. There is suspense. It does keep you on the edge of your seat. Obviously, if you've seen the trailer, you know that most of this movie is going to be about what exactly is happening.
Yeah.
So you are interested, you are suspended by that.
You're dangling in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's the big thing. If this is your first time joining us, then you're going to learn something here. He's very much into horror movies.
And he's very much not.
No, I cannot stand horror movies, typically. Get Out, I loved. This movie, I like it. And before I say too much more else, it's going to take like 5, 10, 100,000 viewings before I finally understand everything that's happening.
Maybe not that bad. So
I exaggerate a little bit.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, I'll put it this way. I'm not that into horror movies, but I'm sitting there watching this movie, and there's definitely, like, I promise, literally, there is a point where I actually had to remind myself to blink and breathe. I honestly sat there going, oh yeah, I need to take a breath. Like, this movie had me invested from the beginning. It did not let up at all. It had me engrossed the entire time. It kept me guessing what's happening. I don't know. Where's this all leading to? That's kind of what I want out of a thriller. That's what I want out of a, I guess in this case, a horror movie. I want something that's going to keep me on my edge of my seat, guessing, wondering what's happening. That's the story in this movie does that.
This is definitely what I would refer to as a thinking movie. This is a movie that sticks with you after you've seen it. You're going to have to kick around thoughts. Even on the drive home from downtown, you were still like coming to realizations of things. You're like,
I was like, wait a minute, this thing and this thing.
Yeah, this entire time, blah 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 blah. Like it's stuff like that you don't realize until you've been able to process it. I mean, we got out of the movie. We went to like the film opening after party type of thing, and then we've come home to shoot this. So we've had a good couple of hours to kind of mold this movie over a bit. And yeah, it's definitely going to require multiple viewings.
Yes.
It's not it is definitely not as straightforward as Get Out. When they put Daniel Kaluuya's character, they strap him in the chair and he's watching that TV. The TV is explaining what is happening to him, to both him and the audience.
That just leaves the layers left of the movie of what all the different things that you get to catch upon a repeated viewing. This movie doesn't explain things to you. Not like that.
There is very subtle clues and hints that you may not be able to fully piece together until further viewing.
Or if you, like us, think about it for a while. But speaking of straightforward, you know what is straightforward? How fantastic the performances were in this movie by everybody.
Yeah.
Literally everybody was at the top of their game. The biggest standout being Lupita Nyong'o.
Oh yeah, she definitely carried the movie, and the movie is basically weighing on her shoulders.
Yeah.
I love Winston Duke on this. One of the funniest things is before the movie played, Jordan Peele came out and said, after this movie, you will no longer know Winston Duke as
as M'Baku.
He is going to be known for other things, as this movie will prove, and his character of Gabe in this movie definitely proves that.
Yeah, the two child actors who are in the role of the kids, fantastic. They complete professional in their performances. Yeah, I mean, there's not much more to say there. You forget you're watching, actual children in that case. They are professional actors. And then you have Elizabeth Moss and Tim Heidecker, who are playing a little more background roles, but
more background. But like I said, this is more closer to what Elizabeth Moss typically does. Say like she's very popular for The Handmaid's Tale. This is completely outside of Tim Heidecker's wheelhouse, though.
Yeah, and it's weird because he's still kind of playing to type a little bit.
Yeah.
But also, this is just a very different vehicle for him to be riding around in.
I mean, he does play his like kind of quirky, off the wall. If you're familiar with Tim and Eric's awesome show, Great Job, that kind of energy that he brings to his characters on that show is almost the same kind of energy that he has here. It is a little bit reserved because it's meant for a horror movie, but still, you can still see that he's the type of person that's going to turn around and say, "It's free real estate."
Yeah, I mean, everyone did a fantastic job in this movie. Jordan Peele did a fantastic job once again keeping this movie on track. This movie could easily, probably under anyone else's hands, derail off in different directions, and you would have no clue why or how. But Jordan Peele, writing it, producing it, and directing it, knew the vision he had for it and kept it on that track, and thus we get the picture we do. I love one thing he told us though is that he really is wanting to make sure that the audience has the experience of being able to see it and then walk away. So he really didn't want to give too much insight into the movie, into kind of this, that, and the other. He gave a little bit, and the things that he did say, I was like, huh, yes, that is true. So there is some stuff there that it does lean a little bit into socio-political, but it's I can't say much more else than that. Like Jordan Peele did for us, you're gonna have to watch it and walk away from it and think about it for a little bit.
Yeah. So overall, what would you say you would rate this movie?
Oh man, it's a hard one. Like, it's hard to rate movies that I know for a fact I have to see over and over again.
Yeah.
And I think maybe because of that fact, I do actually have to rate it a little bit higher. I honestly think this rating might change upon a repeated viewing. I might end up going even higher, but for right now, just knowing that without knowing all the details, having realized it all, I don't completely feel satisfied as a whole at this moment. Again, that could change with repeated viewings. I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Okay.
A 3.5. Little bunnies?
Yeah, sure.
We'll do the little bunnies.
So 3.5 bunnies. You really want to put a half bunny down there. You cruel, mean person, you.
Hey, you're the one editing it. No blood.
Oh, that's right. I kind of agree. Much like Get Out, when Get Out just got better with repeated viewings, you pick up on little details and stuff. This movie, I know, is going to get better with repeated viewings.
Yeah.
Because of that, because not only is it a good movie to watch to begin with, it's got basically what I like to call repeat business. You are going to come back and see it again. I know I'm going to. I can't wait to see it again. I got a bunch of friends that probably want to go see this when it comes out.
Yep.
I'm going to probably go ahead and I'm going to push it up to a 4 because I know it's going to be that good and I know it's going to get better. So
yeah.
4 little bunnies.
I would say because things weren't... Man, it's hard to say because things weren't as explained as Get Out, whereas that's what led me to enjoy Get Out a little bit more. This one didn't do that, and so it's hard because that gives it a good rating. It also kind of takes it away. I don't know what to choose.
Yeah.
So I'm at 3.5.
Yeah. So that's going to be our rating for it, our review for it. What did you think of Us? If you've seen it already, if you haven't seen it, what do you think of the trailer? Let us know down below.
Go see it.
Yeah.
When it comes out.
Also, if you're new to the Cinefanatics, we also have vlog channels which are linked down below. Check out our adventures during South by this week. We will be vlogging about those as well.
And those videos will go up at some point.
Yeah. Also, up here is the subscribe button. Make sure you check on that. You'll see our other videos that we're going to review coming out of South by. There's other videos over here off to the side that you can check out right now. And as always,
I got 5 on it.
Later.
See ya. If you want to get crazy, then let's get crazy and go see this movie again.